Welcome back into another episode of the Champions Standard Podcast. I am your host, Jay Bowles, and if you are new here, this podcast is all about diving into the stories of college athletes, how their sport has changed them, shaped them, challenges they face, and kind of the lessons they're carrying beyond their competition. So before we jump in, I just want to take a moment to apologize for the delay. There was no episode last week, but we're back and ready. Keep bringing you great conversations with athletes from all across college sports, both current and former. Appreciate you sticking with me. And in today's conversation, I'm going to be joined by Isreal Moses, current football player, wide receiver at the University of Kansas. So Israel's journey has been nothing short of inspiring for me and for others. Kind of what makes his story stand out is his resilience, battling through a lot of adversity in his life. He stayed locked in on his goals and kind of he pushes himself to new heights, wherever that is, on a week-to-week basis. And so in this conversation, we talk a lot about his early days in the sport and kind of how his father was a big inspiration for him. And then he kind of touches on the mental and physical grind of college football, kind of what keeps him driven both on and off the field. So this episode is full of insight. So whether you're an athlete, a fan, or someone that's looking for motivation to kind of push through challenges, this is going to be a great episode, and let's get into it. Here is my conversation with Isreal Moses. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. What's been going on with you lately?
I appreciate you letting me have this opportunity to come on here. I've been doing good. Just been a hustle and a grind.
Respect that. I know you're at the University of Kansas right now, so how's spring ball been going? What's the focus for you right now? What you really working on right now?
I say spring ball has been good. I love it. Of course, love football. I got to let a game be able to go through something like spring ball. The focus right now is touching that field. I had the opportunity to last year, and some obstacles that came up, so I wasn't able to, but I still able to travel the last half of the season. So this year, really touching that field and playing. For me, get my name out there, put Minnesota on the map again as a state that has athletes.
For sure. If you want to just talk about some of those obstacles, I think that's really important just for a lot of different athletes, just to hear.
I say week 0, I strained a lot of ligaments in my foot, so I wasn't able to play week 0. Football, week 0, coming out for my true freshman year. If I would have played that game, I believe it's told that I would have been out with the squad that year. Now, you don't know because none of it happened, but, just that thought is what kept me going. That perseverance to just continue pushing through, especially with the injury that kept me out. And the second obstacle I say is I lost 3 family members back-to-back weeks in October. I lost my grandmother beginning of October. The next week I lost my grandfather, and the week after that I had my cousin Lamar murdered. So just dealing with that, and then just that constant mental battle of, is my best going to be good enough? Is my best going to be enough to get me to my goals and my dreams? If my best isn't enough, what can I do to make sure that my best is?
Yeah, that's really interesting. Just talk about if there was any specific people or different kind of resources you used that kind of helped you get through that and kind of get to where you two are now.
I would say all the support staff, all the staff, my position coach. We do have a counselor therapist on the team, so I would say her, 'cause I go see her every week. And then strength head coach really helped me, just being able to have those tough conversations with people. I'm showing that they care. So I would definitely say leaning on the support staff and resources that they have, definitely being able to talk to people, get emotions and feelings out. And then also networking outside of my football community, find a different group that I could be around, talk to, and share. Just creating different environments, safe spaces while I'm in college.
For sure. I think that's a really interesting aspect because the student athlete life is so demanding, and just like finding time outside of that to connect with other people, I think is really important. I found that really important for myself. So glad you touched on that. So just like starting kind of from the top, like what got you into football in the first place? Just take us back a little bit to start.
So I've always had love for the game, and then finding out like my dad was good at football. I used to say great at football. Played at NDSU, got some time in the league. You hear stories, you see photos, and my dad has trunks in our basement back home just photos, awards, shoot, medals. So just you read through all that, you see that, it's before my time, but I get to see that and get a sense, a picture of what he got to do. So just striving to be better than that. And then I got 2 little sisters, so always just putting on for the next generation. If I set the tone for my little sister Layla, she gonna set the tone for our little sister Harper. And all in all, like I told my little sister Layla, you're gonna be better than anything you do after the game. Same thing I told Harper. Layla's getting ready to go play in the state tournament this week, and Harper's been doing nothing but balling out. Everything that she touches that she does. So just seeing that as an outcome of my process so far has been just a blessing.
That's cool. Family is really important. I really respect that.
Well, I can touch on that a little bit more too, because I say the community back home. So I went out to Hitman 707 group. I was out in KC this past weekend. I got a little cousin that plays for them, but I also have a lot of just, I guess you could say, little brothers that play for the team. Just people that I know, people that through football I've been able to meet and create a bond with. So just going to see them, hand out gloves, a whole lot of coaches that helped me get to where I'm at, and just guidance was a big piece coming from those coaches. So just being able to give back, kind of, go support, just giving me that opportunity. And also going back home, they go back home, chat it up with me. This what you dealing with. This is what I have dealt with. This information I can give you help. Like just those type of conversations. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, to put on for that next generation.
For sure, that's important. I respect that a lot. So just talk about, you're at University of Kansas right now. So just talk about kind of your high school career and kind of how that evolved and how you got to where you are right now.
Okay, so I started out at Gilliside High School. For those that know this, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right downtown. Islander boy. And what people don't know is my football team wasn't the best. We had great people on the team, great staff. Things just didn't click for us. I won 8 total games in 4 years of high school. So just the love for the game runs really deep. Because for you to be able to come back year after year, and it's a 2-win season, 1-win season. And I ain't talking about 2 wins in the regular season. I'm talking about we might go 0-9 in the regular season, but get 2 playoff wins. Or we get a win in the season, a win in the playoffs. So just knowing that that's going to be the outcome after 2 years, and just riding with it, saying, well, these are my guys, these are my brothers, this is what we're trying to build, these are our goals. Just having that compass to direct everybody. That was a big thing in football. And I made a lot of bonds, like I said. There's a lot of guys I can call up today, check in and have a conversation. We talk for hours. Bonds never left. I was 3-sport athlete, so we're going to basketball next. And I say basketball is kind of what prepared me for this college aspect, being an athlete in college. I would definitely say football helped with the student aspect and being able to stay on time with my work and just understanding the different schedule, because we were a team that practiced. My high school team was a team that practiced in the afternoon, like a lot of high school teams. Whereas at college, we practiced 6, 7, 8 in the morning. So just that different transition. That's what basketball players were. I was up most days 4:45, get to the gym by 5:15. Practice doesn't start till 5:30, but it's a pre-practice. I got to get some type of shots up, some type of post moves before practice, so that when I'm in practice, nothing's sloppy, nothing's sluggy. So making sure adding that to my routine. And then with that comes the sacrifice of going to bed at night. Can't be chasing girls, can't be on your phone that night, can't be trying to get that last episode in, that last little 5 minutes of the video. Making sure that everything that I got to do to get 1% better every day gets done. Whether that be if it's a short day and I just got assignment, some dishes, and I got to stretch, meaning my personal life now, and that's what it's got to be versus back home in high school where it's, okay, I got class, I got practice, now I go home, I got to clean my room, know I got to get some homework done, know I got to stretch, and then I know I got to eat twice, because half the time I was on weight gain once I really started, propelling towards my goals and aspirations. And then I'll say, in that basketball season, it's long. It's a grind. It's a real grind in basketball. And for people that have played basketball in the state of Minnesota, there's so much talent that if you go a week or a game and you're not your best, you might end up losing that game. Who knows? That's why we play the game. So just that mindset. I'll say my two sports I've talked about now, mental aspect really helped change my mental game. And then track, of course, like you run track. We've been watching each other run for the longest. That's really people say it's not a team sport, but it is. But it's based off how you do and the effort that you put in. So like with track, I didn't want to let other people down, but also didn't want to let myself down and embarrass myself. So I was always put my best foot forward and making sure I was relentless, making sure that if I got hurdles, boom, I got to make sure I'm at the track an hour early. I know I got a long jump too. I know I got the 4-run. So I got to get my mark for the long jump. I got to get some type of workout in pre-meet. I got to get on the hurdles pre-meet, and then that'll take me into my workout, my warm-ups before I get into my actual events. So just looking at the broader scheme of everything, tying it back together, just the mindset that I had, and I would say the different things that I caught on while getting guidance from a lot of different people, coaches, parents, even some of my peers always guided me. I was always somebody that I felt like you can come tell me if I was doing something wrong. You can always tell me if that wasn't a smart decision. Whether or not I listen to you, that's on me. But I was always an open-minded person to the point where if you were in or you had my best interests in mind, I was going to listen. Then after that, I got to decipher what is going to help me and what's not going to help me.
It's cool. 3-sport athlete. You don't see a lot of those anymore. A lot of people specialize in.
And I'll definitely touch on that. You are a high school athlete. Find you something to do to keep you busy. Don't play the same sport every year. It's okay to train for that every year. Find you another sport. Find you something else to do. It's also you playing the same sport, the same all throughout the year. You working the same muscles. You're gonna get closer to getting injured. That's why there's so much, I guess, recovery money put into the medical care and the recovery of a college athlete. I mean, we have multi-million-dollar training facilities. We have multi-million-dollar recovery centers simply just for our body recovery. I think LeBron puts $1 billion into his body every year. That's just based off of what you do in training here in college.
Facts. That's great. A lot of good information right there. A lot of helpful information. So hopefully some people will take that and kind of apply that to their life. But
we here for it, baby. That's what we here.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, trying to guide people in the right direction. So when did you first kind of realize that playing college football was a possibility, and kind of just take us through that whole process?
Man, my junior year, we'll take it back. When I touched that field, varsity, my freshman year of high school, varsity, I was like, dang, there's people that's 2-3 years older than me out here right now, 4 years older than me. Because I was 14 at the time, my freshman year of high school. So I'm thinking like, if I can get out here and I can do this, what else can I do? And I mean, I've been watching college football since I was a kid. I've been watching sports since I was a kid, from tennis to swimming to golf, you name it. So I've always watched college games. I always bring it back to college game. Me and my dad, literally Saturday, if I didn't have a little league game or I didn't have a game for high school, we sit down and watch college game day together. And just seeing game day and seeing the atmosphere and seeing how different players would talk during the interviews and preparation that it took, while also complimenting their opponent, was something that, like, just that competitiveness. You don't get that in high school. Like, as you move along through the different stages of different leagues, it just only gets more competitive. People get more hungry. So that's all it did. I just strive to be more hungry, eat as much as I can. And then I got to my junior year, college just started kicking in, and I was like, this is the stepping stone into the doorway of my goals for real, my dream. The colleges ain't gonna come get you if they don't see something. Like that statement of, if you're good and great, there's this difference between good and great. If you're great, they'll find you. I see good as an average term. Okay, you did good. You're doing great. You're doing great work. That's where the real shine comes. There's definitely a difference between being good and great. And I'll be the first to say, I was a good football player. I was a good basketball player. I was a good track athlete. What separated me from being great was the fact that I didn't put as much attention into detail in the weight room. I wasn't able to put down my phone and get off of social media. And I wasn't able to remove both. I chose fun over getting the work done and doing the work. And I'm not saying, well, if I do, I'm not saying to the viewers, okay, you do 4 years of good work in high school, you don't got to do nothing in college. That's just the next stepping stone into more work. Because when you get on college campus, you're going to have to do more work. You're a student athlete for it. And now the athletes getting paid. So now you really got to do the work to stay on top of your game. So like, and that's something that I learned here. Because I started out rough my first year here. Started out real rough. Homesick, I'm depressed, going through mental breakdowns left and right. And it's my first time living somewhere without the support system, friends, the comfortableness of the city. I could name a whole list of things that messed me up. But at the end of the day, those are excuses. And I'll call them excuses. Those excuses are what kept me from really reaching my potential. I feel like I went a whole year without the Lord. I'm very spiritual. Grew up in a very spiritual house. Grew up in church since I was born. I feel like I went a whole year without God. That really scared me. Like really knowing like, bro, I have no guidance besides my mother and my father. It didn't feel like I had any guidance. It didn't feel like I was connected to. So like this past year, like this past semester, so I'm a sophomore now, high school, just really connecting back with God and redefining my standard as a person of who I want. Like I feel like I lost my standard when I got to college. Like everything just failed. Like it just failed. I had to be a whole new person. Like I didn't speak to anybody my first year, especially not in like on the team. Like I would just decide. Like you can see, I would literally just stand on the sideline if I wasn't doing one say no one talking about. This past year, I didn't have the opportunity to be a more vocal presence on our team. I've had an opportunity to be a leader in different events on our team, different things that we do, and I've just had a chance to build bonds with people. And it's not like a diss to the guys that were there before. All love to people that were there when like all the guys when I was there. I was going through stuff that didn't allow me to be who I wanted. It'd be a little flashy, but it wasn't me. That's why I say like wrapping that together. Shoot, your standard is who you are as a person. Your standard is what defines you. Don't let anybody take that standard from you. Don't let anybody lower your standard. Don't lower your own standard for somebody else. At the end of the day, like it's a world of 8 billion people. You gonna find and fit in. You just be yourself. At the end of the day, be yourself. Trust in the Lord. You got a plan. You walk in His light, you'll shine. And that's what I've seen so far. Not that I didn't know that. Just, like I said, I got to redefine my standard, and I got to really get connected with the Lord personally without having to have that support of my family. Because it's different when your family's spiritual and you got that support. You got to get up for church by yourself, read your scripture by yourself, implement that into your daily routine. Just adults. Like, that's all we doing now. Adults. Those are the details behind it. This is stuff that people don't talk about.
Yeah, that's really cool. Just bridging off that a little bit, have you found anyone like on your team or just within the community that you kind of been able to connect with on that spiritual and kind of faith level?
Yep, branching out back to like just the KU community, Jayhawk community. I've found numerous different people that I've been able to have intellectual and joyful conversations. And we found connection that we're both spiritual. So amongst different people. And I've been able to go to different campus ministries. I've attended a few church services in Lawrence. Just, it's not home. I still got to get back in that feeling. And really, what I need to do is I need to go make a church out here my home. That's really what I got to do. That's the next step. I feel like once I do that, a lot of things will start shaping in different ways. That's really what I'm missing. But if it wasn't for me being able to branch out and network with different people, and they get to be themselves, I get to be myself. Feel like it's a connection. I wouldn't have been able to go to them campus ministries. Like, yeah, I had my teammate TJ Cruz bring me to campus ministry, but I feel like other than that, I wouldn't have had the opportunity. I went to that campus ministry. I got to meet more people who go to other campus ministries, other spiritual events. It just opened a whole new door for me. Whereas you think if I would have been that same person when I first got here, still cut off, still, you feel me, trying to figure it out, I would still been here, still trying to figure it out. It would have been no improvement.
Yeah, that's real. It's a real big learning curve. But I think you kind of touched on it, like finding the right people. I'm just building your network. That's obviously very important wherever you are, but especially like when you're transitioning to a new place, college, if you're in a new city, new state, whatever it is. I really do think that building your network is one of the most important things you can do. So I really agree with that. Just kind of going back a little bit, kind of talked about how kind of just finding your own standard in your life and kind of just being who you are. What kind of made you choose Kansas specifically? Like, was it the different aspects that other places didn't have, or was it just kind of this was the one option, or yeah, just kind of touch on that?
So you got me smiling because, this piece, like nobody's really asked that question. So I say this started when, and I always go back to this started when KU won the national championship, like a few years ago, like most recent. And I was watching it, and I'm a UNC fan too, like diehard UNC basketball fan. That's how I beat UNC, so I was hurt. And I said to myself, I will never go to that school. I've never been there. Like I remember me and my family were sitting in whatever hotel room watching the game at a little resort. I was like, man, I'll never go to Kansas. A year later, boom. Kansas is the only school that's hitting me up. I'm talking about, and I'm not on scholarship. I put that out there, man. I'm PW up. So like, Kansas was hitting me more than schools that had offered me. Like a lot of schools, I tore my adductor up pretty bad, and a lot of schools stopped talking to me for that reason, and for other reasons, which I couldn't tell you because it's one of those secretive things. It's just how people are. They don't want to talk to you. They won't talk to you. When I told my adductor up, like it was a school, my first school that offered me St. Thomas. They held true. And then it was Kansas. They gave me the PWO, and then it was another school down in Iowa that had gave me a full ride. But other than that, like Kansas, like, every day, like whether they send me a little graphic, whether they made sure like I just up to date. And then I give kudos to my position coach because he kept it real with me from the start, like before I even committed. I'm a recruiting person during my days at camp. Like he kept it 100. He's kept it 100 since I've been here. It's only allowed me to grow my comfort. Then I say on top of that, like this, just I have never been here before. I've never been to Kansas. My first time coming close to Kansas, I was in Kansas City, Missouri, playing basketball. I wasn't in Kansas. We didn't even go into Kansas. We stayed on the Missouri side. So like I didn't know there was a Kansas City, Kansas till I got here. I always thought it was Kansas City, Missouri. So there was that. But like just I never thought I would be in Kansas. Never thought I'd be here. That was kind of like the first, like that's what I woke up every day that first year. I was like, I'm in Kansas. And then all the other questions, like, why did I do this? Yada, yada, yada. I miss my family. I want to go home. It's all negative talk that isn't going to get me where I want.
For sure. It's really interesting because I really think that everybody's recruiting process is so different, and just being able to like learn about different ones is like helpful just in terms of, if you can pick people's brains on what they did or what they didn't do. I think that's really helpful. So really appreciate
I would say one thing I did do, not to cut you off,
No, you go.
but I always kept my relationships open with the coaches. And when I committed to Kansas, I called every coach in my phone and let them know my decision. Like I never shortchanged the coach. I never just cut a coach off. I never said, "Oh, boom, okay, I'm cool where I'm at. I don't need to talk." Like I made sure like, "Hey, coach, this is the decision I'm making. I appreciate the time and the effort that you put in, and I appreciate the relationship I got to build with you." Like that's that, and then you feel me? It trickles down. Like, you have a conversation with them, of course. But like that was the starting point. Just that courtesy, common courtesy. I understand the effort and energy that you put into me.
Yeah, for sure. So transition into like the college, just college football in general. How would you say, I know you talked about your high school team, but just what would you say like the biggest adjustment, if not like talent wise, like the biggest thing you've noticed from high school to
I feel like in Minnesota, everybody talks about that. We gotta like I gotta be the best in the state. I gotta be the best in the state. My dad used to tell me, I ain't listen to you. When you are trying to go to college, you're not competing in your state. You're competing against a kid in California that you've never heard of, that you don't know, he doesn't know. But every day he's doing something, some type of work to get better. Or the kid in New Jersey who's staying in an apartment. Like, you feel me? Like, everybody's working. It's just about how much work you're going to put in to get to where you want. There's a team goal, there's a personal goal, and there's your teammate's goal. And talking about your personal goal, how are you going to get 1% better every day? That's all you need is 1%. Because growth is stat. And you never know. Your 1% might just be the finishing touch. You never know. But constant growth is what you got to strive for. It's constant growth in yourself. If it's one thing I got to preach, it's constant growth. Because I've seen what it's done for me. Being open-minded, allowing people to have insight into your life. You don't got to write a whole autobiography about what you're doing and what's happened in your life, what's getting ready to happen, how you're feeling. If you open up a little bit and say, hey, this is what I'm going through and I like help in this instance, your situation, 9 times out of 10 people are going to come help you. It's only going to elevate you.
No, that's great. So, just I know you talked about just getting recently. You were recently able to travel, just like end of last season. So, I don't know how big you were during like game weeks and stuff like that. But what does preparation look like for you?
Man, I would say it's different. That's real. Like, I always go back to like just like my dad, because he tried to show me this because he's been through. But shoot, I can't show you, but like we get a little pamphlet every time, and it has a literal like as our schedule for the day that we get there to the day that we leave till that Monday. We got to turn our gear. So I said the preparation is eating, sleeping, resting, but also knowing when I go into a meeting, I got to be open minded. I can't go into a meeting with that. Oh, I wish I was still in my hotel room. Like, it's all a mindset. Like, with the preparation that you put in, a separation. And I give a little game. My family, we are saying is preparation equals separation. So for me, I brought bands, massage guns, all types of stuff. I would roll out, get up. Like games I traveled that were away, even the home games. I was up about an hour before our wake up call, maybe an hour and a half, rolling out, stretching out in my bed. Make sure I take a shower, make sure I eat, make sure I'm hydrated. Make sure I'm running back through plays and scenarios, going over my notes. Just like I said, being open-minded, walkthroughs, being open-minded in the walkthroughs. Everything is reps. That's what our coach says. Coach Live coach says. Everything is reps. Now there's playing reps that you're playing in and you're taking part in. And there's mental reps. Mental reps 9 times out of 10 when you're getting them, that'll be your understanding. Just like I said, keeping that open mindset. And then shoot, game day preparation, it's time to go. Stretch, roll out, get in that mode, put your tunes on, warm up, but it's time to go. I feel like the preparation and practice and throughout the week should have you confident for game day. If you didn't prepare enough, you'll know because you'll have a feeling in your gut. If you didn't prepare enough, you still won't have a feeling in your gut, but it's a different feeling.
Real preparation. Preparation is key. It's great. If you could like say one thing that people don't realize or know about a college football player, what would you say that is?
We're humans too. Yes, we're large. Yes, we live. Yes, we're bigger than the average human. We're humans too. Smile, wave, come up, ask us a question. We people trust. We don't bite. 9 times out of 10, you gonna end up in a conversation with an athlete, and you just gonna chat it up. Like it's all cool vibes. Trust. It's all cool vibes. It's not no. I'm a student. They ask that I can't go talk to them about it. No, people come ask me questions all the time. You can ask me any type of questions you want. Don't ask me no betting questions. I will turn you away so fast. You ask me about sports betting or anything that got to do with betting, I will literally turn a cold shoulder and be that.
Yeah, no betting. I know you talked about like the mental reps. So how do you kind of prepare yourself to go through those mental reps and kind of, because I know you said game reps, practice reps, all that's different. So how do you kind of prepare yourself for that and kind of apply it when you're actually in practice or in the game?
It's all self-talk. And I'm not saying I'm the go to self-talk because I'm still working on better my self-talk. But in college football, you know your role. It's very evident. People don't shortchange you. You'll know your role and you'll know what you have to do to either get better or continue progressing at the level that you're at. And I would say that when it comes to something like mental reps, which is a very challenging thing for a lot of people, it's challenging for me. Don't nobody want to sit and watch somebody else go through what they want to do. It's very hard. But nobody's perfect. So who knows? Their mess up could bump you ahead a step to make a new mistake. You never know. But it's like, for me, it's positivity. Like, I could be mad because so and so get to do this, so and so get to do that, and I gotta sit. Or I could say, boom, I got just as much stake as they do. Let me walk through it in my head. Let me make sudden movements like I'm running the play. Let me understand my alignment. Like, we go through our plays. Every time we go through a play, I think about the formation, the strength, if I have a shifter motion, and the concept. That's all I got. That's literally what I think about. Now, is it easy? No, it's not easy. But I feel like when you have a direct understanding of what you want to get out of it, and that goes back to your goals and your aspirations, when you have an understanding of what you want to get out of something, that self-talk, it becomes very positive. Even on those days when it's hard, you'll still find a way. I'm not gonna shoot. Just not feel sorry for yourself. And like I said, I'm still working on it. I'm not the king of this, but this is my journey so far in building up and working through things I've had to work through.
Yeah, for sure. All of that's really helpful. Hopefully people find it helpful that are listening. So
Now, I hope so. Take what I say and just run with it. Chase your dreams like your hair is on fire.
exactly. I know you're really just, I mean, your football career has been going on for a while, but I know your college experience is still going on. So what has been like the most rewarding part of your college football experience so far?
The freedom, but also, I guess you could say the discernment. Because I'm a student athlete, I don't get to do what regular students do. Outside, once you're done with school, like, you really do whatever. Party, do your homework, hop on the game for 6 hours. Me, I'm on a tight schedule. So I would say the most rewarding part has been when people see your work and you don't take your work for granted, but they don't take your work for granted. That kind of plays a role in the circle that you have. So if your circle is supportive, they're going to see that work and they're going to support you. They're going to give you distance. That's what my circle does. My circle gives me my distance, but I can call anybody in my circle. I can text anybody in my circle if I'm having a bad day, if I'm going through something. But just that's the rewarding piece, is knowing that there's people that won't get to experience having experience living vicarious through you, but everything that you do puts a smile on your face. I say I always go back to family. So my circle is a part of my family. My immediate family, my pops, my mom, my sister. For my sisters, it's just being that role model. For my parents, it's kind of what they said when they got asked the question when I had committed to Kansas. Did you ever see your son? The question was, did you ever see your son like being a pro athlete, being a collegiate athlete? My parents responded, no, we want our son to be a child, like a good person in the world. So, like, me hearing that, that's kind of what I strive for. How can I get better every day while being the best person in this world I could be? The world filled with negativity. The world is also filled with positive. You get to choose what you want to be. And everybody's road is different. Not the road isn't just a straight line. You don't have your obstacles. It's just how bad you want.
Can't say it any better. So just transitioning to our last kind of section of this podcast. It's going to be the rapid fire questions, just 5 questions, answer however you want. So number 1, favorite meal or meal on game day or the day before, whatever you want to say.
It got to be that pasta and that, it's a chicken covered with a certain type of sauce. Or, you know me, I go get my chimichurri sauce and that steak. Roll with the mashed potatoes, make some steak bites and mashed potatoes. For real. That'll be that game day choice. And I always grab snacks. I got a sweet tooth. So I don't got no candy with me now because I've been, in this off season. I'm trying to keep the acne down, trying to keep my face clear. But I probably have me 3 different bags of candy while I'm there and some chips. But I say like that game day meal. I say it's either dinner or it's that breakfast. We had some good omelets. My omelets, I keep it down. I love me a good omelet. So I definitely say that breakfast or that dinner.
Okay. I like that. Sticking on game day, what's the song you're listening to? First song.
Ooh, first song. Man. I'll be honest. The first song I'm listening to, and I don't want to hear nobody from Minnesota say anything to me. No rappers want to send me no music. I had to come ask them. Except for Khalil. Except for shit. But I say my boy Billy out here. It had to be his song. It had to be either one or 2 of his songs that I got. The one with his cousin or the one with him. Either one. Can't disclose the information of the songs because they unreleased. But trust, it's definitely them 2.
Okay. Best stadium you've ever played in?
Ooh, best stadium I've ever played in. Minnesota Vikings.
That's a good one.
Minnesota Vikings. I'm talking about the new stadium too, like when it was fresh.
Yeah. Nice. Toughest opponent you've ever faced in the game, practice, whatever?
Everybody I faced when I got out here. It's real. It's real out here. People on my team is real. Competitive, go get it, hard working, like it's real. P's and Q's all the time. Like, I'm talking about everybody, from specialists to defense to the offense, like everybody. Like it's all around competition at KU. That's what I love. That's the culture here. Competition while doing it right. And understanding the process over the outcome while doing it for the team. That's what it is out here. I tell the DBs that all the time. I love going to this show. I love what y'all keep bringing it. It's just me. Go get it. I'm hungry.
Last one. Favorite, it doesn't have to be an NFL player. It could be current, former, but just kind of your favorite athlete you kind of model your game after, watch film or whatever.
Model my game after. That's I got long legs. It's always been kind of like Megatron. 6'5", long-legged dude. And then there was a guy I used to watch from Iowa State. I forget, he was a real tall receiver. But I kind of watch him. And then who I try to model my game after? Sure, my 2 big brothers, LJ Arnold and Quinn Skinner. I'll be honest. They did take me in. They did help while I was here. They were leaning on them for a lot of support and a lot of just questions to gain understanding. I think. So LJ Arnold and Quinn Skinner, those are F2. I try to model my game.
Got you. What are some of your, I know you talked about kind of your off-season goals, but you have any goals for the upcoming season or not yet?
Yeah. 1-0 every week. We'll see where that gets us. But 1-0 every week. That's my and what I can do to help the team achieve 1-0 every week. Like I said, it's home for real. Like I can't even fake it. This is home for real. Like, it was home before I even touched down in Kansas permanently. Like just the visits, it's home. Just people, just Lawrence. Like just walking around Lawrence. Even when my family comes back, like my family, we go out to eat in Lawrence. We go out to eat just in Kansas in general. Just people the heart one. You already know we're from Minnesota. That Minnesota nice is not a thing. People are as icky and gross as it gets to when it comes. It's just like, and everybody out here kind of minds their business. You feel me? So it's not, you're not gonna have somebody. You don't gotta worry about somebody staring at you while you in the grocery store or something like that. You ain't gotta worry about that. It's calm and collected.
Great. That sounds good. Sounds nice.
I know you gave a lot of great advice to really anyone, but high school athletes, current college athletes. If there's like one specific thing you could just have them take away from this conversation, what would it be?
Be your best self every day and watch how you grow. Watch what you achieve.
Simple. I like that.
That will do it for this episode of the podcast. Appreciate you for coming on.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. It's always good connecting with a fellow friend. You feel me? Like, for y'all that don't know, me and Jay go way, way back. Like, kids, like little kids. Like, our parents have known each other since before we knew each other. Like, really kids. So, it's always fun getting to do this. So, when I was watching your stuff, I was like, man, I gotta find out a way to get on that. What you do. So that's hard, man. I really
I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot.
But I never had to ask how's Tulane before we wrap up.
Yeah, no, Tulane's good. Outdoor season. It's about to start next week, so
Yes, sir.
Trying to put out some good times. See what happens. All right. Thank y'all for tuning into this episode of the podcast, and I'll catch you next week.